What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back reviewing a new film that is actually streaming on Netflix, and that film is called Kate. And I say without further ado, I say we get right into it. So I'll go ahead and take this one on. So Kate stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, also has a Woody Harrelson, and then also has, I don't know the girl, I'm not too familiar with her. Her name is Miku Martineau, I believe, or Martinet. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I'd never seen her before, so I'm not that familiar with her work, I don't think anyways. But it's an action film that's basically set in Tokyo. But basically the star is Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is basically a assassin hitman, if you will. And she's basically trained under the tutelage of a Woody Harrelson. And basically they go in and they basically do contract kills for like very high powerful people within like the I guess like the Yakuza syndicate, basically based in Japan. So it's an action film. It's partly subtitled because there's a lot of Japanese language in the film. Also some English as well. And they obviously takes place in different parts of Japan. They go through like different cities like Osaka and Tokyo and things of that nature. So like she's basically a hitman. They've been basically, or hit woman, I should say. Her and her team, which includes, I guess, Woody Harrelson and some other operatives as well. Basically, they have been working these cases for a while, and they have like a really, really big case that they basically, or client that they're trying to basically go after. Something initially goes wrong with part of that process, and in the midst of it, she also comes down with basically, and I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say this, she actually ingests something that actually gives her basically, in a nutshell, some sort of radioactive material, and she's been told that she only has basically a day or two to basically live. But she kind of has an idea of the people that maybe have set her up, and so she's basically out for revenge to basically get the people who basically have tried to kill her, or in a nutshell, probably have killed her basically because of whatever she's ingested. So it's basically the rest of the movie is basically her going through the Yakuza clan, trying to find the top head of whoever sent basically the capsule or whatever, the stuff that she took basically that gave her all this radiation that gives her basically a day to live. So like I said, it's an action film. There's been a long string of these types of films that have, I guess, unfortunately have come out, or fortunately or unfortunately, if you're into it, like Ava or Jolt or Gunpowder Milkshake. There's been a bunch of these films with, basically women leads basically as hit women or hit person, or whatever case may be, however you want to describe that. But this one I enjoyed. I thought it was fun. I thought the story was great. I thought it had a little bit of originality to it. There's not a whole lot of films that I've seen in the past where a character only has a certain amount of time to live. There's always like some sort of issue usually in these types of films that are time restrictive, because this one, most of the film takes place, the bulk of it anyways, takes place over like a day, basically, with her basically trying to like go through to figure out who basically set her up, or kind of like, in a nutshell, had her killed, basically, if you will. So there's a lot of action, a lot of really good like kills and bloodletting scenes and things of that nature, people getting shot in the face, a lot of good martial arts and fighting scenes and things of that nature. So for me, I definitely enjoyed it. I always love films that are action heavy. And, even the ones that, don't get as good reviews. I don't know if this one got the best reviews or not. But I've liked quite a few of the ones that have come out in the last recent years that have starred women leads, that have been action films that a lot of people didn't care for. I like Gunpowder Milkshake. I actually liked Ava. I had some issues with it, but overall I liked the action in that one. And I also liked Jolt as well. So, but this one's really, really good also. I thought the action in this one was great. I thought it had a great story. It's not perfect by any means, but I think if you're looking for like a really fun film that's pretty much set over the course of, mostly over the course of a day, Great visuals. You get a really good outlook of basically cinematography of like Japan, especially Tokyo and some of the cities with the bright lights and things of that nature. I really, really love that. I thought that was really, really cool and kind of neat. I don't know. I just thought that the scenery for me is what really made it separated from a lot of the other films that I've seen in recent years. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film. Definitely one that I haven't seen a second time yet. I just saw it the one time, but I probably will rewatch in the next couple of days, probably just to see it again, because I really enjoyed it. I thought I had a good time. I thought the action was really good. There are definitely some slower parts where there's a lot of dialogue, but like I said, you are kind of waiting for the next action scene. But I do like that she was kind of a flawed character in that, she could get beaten up. She could, take hits and things of that nature. She wasn't just like running through like this, Yakuza clan, easily. She was definitely getting hurt and beat up. And a lot of times actually, got lucky, if you will, that she didn't get killed, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great story. I thought it was fun. I think it did what it set out to do if you're looking for that type of action film. And definitely one that, like I said, I will definitely rewatch again. What was your take, Jason?
Yeah, I liked it too. I think in my review I wrote that it's junk food, but it's really good junk food. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just a simple movie. It's a ticking clock movie. You mentioned like there's been a lot of those. Like Crank is one of those. Right. I mean, not one of the ones with female leads, but it does fall neatly into line with like I haven't seen Gunpowder Milkshake, but it definitely falls into line with like Atomic Blonde, for instance. That kind of stuff.
Right.
And like the action scenes are fantastic. Like the fight scenes are really hardcore and really well done. And like you mentioned, there's a lot of really good ouch moments, and I like those ouch moments in movies like this where you just go like, "Oh God, that had to hurt," kind of moments. A lot of that stuff. A lot of that. And it's got really great visual style, like you mentioned, like the way they make Japan look. It looks beautiful and just like really kind of surreal, and it kind of adds this extra layer to the movie. It's pretty predictable. I'll say I wasn't terribly surprised when you find out who the real villain is, that kind of thing, but I didn't care.
Yeah, I figured that out like literally 10 minutes into the film, kind of, you know what I mean? But I didn't care, what I mean? It's not the kind of film where I was expecting some crazy twist or something of that nature. They're like, ooh, I didn't see that coming, you know what I mean? But it's an action film at the end of the day, so it really doesn't make that big of a difference, who the main villain was or the main bad guy was or whatever the case may be. So
yeah, I mean, you watch this movie to watch some cool looking people destroy each other, basically. Right. And that's what you get. And I've always really liked Mary Elizabeth Winstead, like all along, ever since like Final Destination 3. I think that was the first time I ever saw her in a movie, but which is maybe not coincidentally my favorite Final Destination movie. But she's just one of those actors I always enjoy seeing, and she doesn't, she's not like a big star. People recognize her, but she's not a household name.
Yeah.
It's good to see her get like a lead role in a, fairly high profile movie, and something that I've never quite seen her do. I've seen her do lots of different genres of films. She's done a lot of thrillers, some horror movies, some dramas. I've never seen her in just like a full-on action movie like this as the lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as the lead. I was gonna say there is Birds of Prey, where she was pretty much kind of.
Oh yeah, never mind. I forgot about.
Yeah, she's pretty much almost the same character, if you will, in Birds of Prey. So that would be my only slight.
I forgot about Birds of Prey. Yeah. I really liked Birds of Prey, and I think she's in Live Free or Die Hard too, right? But she's just like she's the Bruce McClane. She's John McClane's daughter in that one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So she's done action movies, but I don't think she's been like
never
like the lead role like this.
She wasn't the lead role in there. She was, definitely not the lead role. That was more of Harley Quinn in that one. So yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I dug it. It was fun. I got what I signed up for.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's a pretty easy review because it's, either you're in that camp of you like to see, really fast-paced action films that are pretty much take place over overall mostly a day, or you don't like seeing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But and I know there's been a wave of films. I can't say this is the most original film I've ever seen. Because it's got a lot of the the John Wick style, if you will. It's got a lot of the Atomic Blonde style, if you will, and there's a lot of that in these films. But I still think that I still think it sets its own self apart in some ways, just because of the story that was going on, and like I said, the Japanese kind of landscape and visuals and cinematography in that regard. So I think that it does have its own uniqueness to it. But you could argue a lot of those films do. Even I know you haven't seen Gunpowder Milkshake, but that one has its own style as well. That kind of has like that old school type film noir detective kind of thing, because she wears like that hat, like kind of like down slope to the side. So that one has its own kind of style too, which is a little bit different than this one. But they're all kind of similar in some ways, So they all pretty much star a female lead that's kind of out for revenge, basically. So this is
and I intend to see Gunpowder Milkshake at some point. I just haven't yet. One of those things.
No, I understand for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add about Kate?
Nope.
Cool. Well, I say we get into those reviews. So, overall grade and face you would give Kate.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which is a solid B. Almost a B plus, but I ended up giving it a B. Maybe it'd move up if I watch it again sometime. But good solid time, entertaining, really good visual style, solid B. So that's I was happy watching it.
Absolutely.
I was happy watching people get ripped apart.
Agreed. Yeah, I kind of cheated back and forth with this one. I ended up settling on the same grade as you did. It was either going to be a 3 or 3.5. But I ended up settling with 3.5 because it really doesn't do anything necessarily inherently wrong. So there's nothing that I don't necessarily like about it. It just felt like some other films that I maybe have seen before, you know what I mean, in some capacity. And not to say that it's a copycat or anything like that, because it does have its own uniqueness and style to it. But having seen a lot of those other films that we already previously mentioned, it kind of falls in line with some of those other ones as well, in different ways, I guess, if you will. So, but I really did enjoy it. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 also, which I don't know if mine 3.5 is weighted higher or whatever, but I went up and gave it a smile with some teeth. So I did enjoy it. But definitely a good film. Definitely one that I would recommend, and definitely one that, if you like action, I would urge anybody to check out for sure. So.
Yeah, man, 3.5 out of 5 is your second highest rating. So,
I mean, I haven't given you 5 stars this year, so, but I did give 2 4.5, though. So you never know, and there's still time. We're getting into the Oscar season. You know what I mean? Actually, my films usually this time of year is usually the non-COVID years anyways, is usually the best time of year for me. I usually like the films that come out like right before all the big Hollywood fluff pieces come out, that are those clearly Oscar generated films, because I like a lot of those, but I don't always love all of those. I like the ones that are just really, really good films that come out like right before Oscar season usually. So they probably aren't going to win any Oscars, but definitely are really good quality films. So usually from I don't know, September to like early November is usually my time to really, catch a lot of films like Halloween Kills. You know what I mean? That's one I'm really looking forward to, that probably is not going to win a bunch of Oscars unless it's like, cinematography or set design or, something that we don't care about. It's not winning Best Picture.
Cinematography and set design are important, man.
I would say cinematography, but set design, not as much. So.
You trust me. Set design is important.
That's all. I mean, you can argue anything in the Oscars is important, but I don't necessarily go, ooh, I sure hope this film wins set design. I just don't. So, but yeah, I'm not as big on the Oscars as you are though either anymore. I used to really love them, but I kind of I still watch them or at least catch the highlights, but I'm not as crazy about them as I used to be.
I'm into good set design. I'll put it that way.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Like your set right there. It's, if this was a movie, I'd say like, okay, this guy's got a messy bedroom.
This bedroom's clean.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
And this set is like someone cool and has a good, good taste in movies.
from what I can see, you do not. But yeah, no. Let us know down in the comments. Have you seen Kate? Did you like it? Did you not like it? As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our updates. And we'll be back again real soon with another show for you guys. We thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.